There is a moment that arrives in the quiet of your life, not with a bang, but with a series of subtle, unsettling shifts. You notice it first in your body, a fatigue that sleep doesn't fix, a nervous system that feels like a live wire, reacting to energies in a room you can't see. You notice it in your mind, a growing impatience with small talk, a craving for silence so deep it feels like a physical thirst, a sense that the world has become unbearably loud and shallow all at once. And you notice it in your spirit, a vague, persistent discomfort, a feeling that you are wearing a skin that no longer fits. The instinct is to pathologize this. To call it burnout, anxiety, depression. To see it as a breakdown. But what if you have the diagnosis completely backwards? What if this is not a system failing, but a system upgrading? This is not an illness. This is an activation. You are a chosen one, not because you are better, but because you are built differently. Your sensitivity is not a flaw, it is your antenna. It was designed to perceive frequencies that others naturally filter out, the unspoken tension in a relationship, the hidden intention behind a smile, the profound sadness humming beneath the surface of a seemingly normal day. For years, perhaps, you managed this sensitivity. You turned down the volume, you built buffers, you pretended not to see what you saw. But there comes a tipping point. The soul, once it has tasted a deeper truth, refuses to return to a shallow existence. God is not breaking you. He is rebooting you. The discomfort you feel is the old software of your life, the people-pleasing code, the fear-based operating system, the identity built on others' expectations, crashing because it's incompatible with the new, higher consciousness program being installed. This is spiritual recalibration. And it is messy. The signs are both subtle and unmistakable. You are exhausted, but not from activity. It's an energetic exhaustion, as if your very life force is being rerouted from maintaining a facade to fueling this internal transformation. You need vast amounts of solitude. Social interactions, even pleasant ones, can leave you feeling drained for days, because you are no longer just conversing. You are unconsciously reading fields of energy, absorbing subtext, and processing emotional data. Your dreams become vivid, cryptic, and intense. You dream of water, cleansing, flooding, swimming. You dream of being tested, of finding new rooms in your house, of old wounds being reopened and healed. This is your subconscious, the workshop of the spirit, doing the heavy lifting of your awakening. Relationships begin to shift. Some feel strangely abrasive, as if the energetic fit is gone. You may find yourself pulling away from certain people not with drama, but with a calm, final certainty that the connection has served its purpose. This is not you being judgmental or cold, it is your spirit enforcing a boundary that your mind has been too polite to draw. The blue power, think of it as your inner compass, your discernment faculty, your spiritual immune system, is coming online. It is differentiating between what nourishes your essence and what depletes it. And it is ruthless in its clarity. This process can feel profoundly isolating. You look around and see people living normally, chasing normal things, and you feel like an anthropologist from another planet, studying a culture you can no longer inhabit. You might try to force yourself back into the old rhythms, the old hobbies, the old conversations, but they feel like hollow play acting. This is the pain of the in-between. The old chapter has ended, but the new one hasn't fully begun. You are in the spiritual lobby, and the wait is agonizing. Doubt will whisper that you are losing your mind, that you are becoming unstable, that you should just snap out of it. Do not listen. This is the death rattle of the ego, which feels threatened by the soul's expansion. The purpose of this activation is not to make you mystical or special. It is to make you functional at a higher level of truth. The blue power is being activated for 3 core reasons: discernment, protection, and direction. First, discernment. You are developing an inner knowing that bypasses logic. You will get a feel about people, situations, and decisions, a gut sense of a yes or a no. This is not paranoia, it is perception. You are learning to see the world as it energetically is, not as it is presented to be. You'll see hidden motives, sense coming challenges, and understand the root of problems before their symptoms fully manifest. Second, protection. As this power strengthens, it creates an energetic buffer. You will find yourself naturally repelled from harmful situations. Doors will close, jobs, relationships, opportunities, that would have led you into cycles of drain or chaos. This is divine protection, often disguised as disappointment. It also gives you the strength to protect yourself, to say no without guilt, to leave the table where respect is no longer being served, to prioritize your peace without apology. Third, direction. You won't receive a detailed map, but you will receive the next step. A quiet nudge to call someone, to research a certain path, to rest, to create. The blue power illuminates the path one stone at a time. It replaces anxiety with a strange, quiet trust. You begin to move through life not by frantic pushing, but by intuitive leaning. Sustaining this awakening requires new rules. You must become a steward of your own energy. This means honoring your need for silence without labeling it as antisocial. It means choosing nourishment, in food, in media, in conversation, with extreme care. It means listening to your body when it says stop, and honoring the fatigue as part of the process, not an enemy to defeat. You must practice radical self-honesty. The blue power cannot thrive in an atmosphere of self-deception. You will feel physical and spiritual discomfort when you violate your own truth, when you say yes to please others, when you ignore your intuition. This journey is about integration, not escape. You are not being activated to leave the world, but to be in it with greater clarity, compassion, and power. You are being prepared to hold a steady light in increasing darkness, to offer not just sympathy but true insight, to build and create from a place of deep alignment rather than shallow ambition. So, if you are in the midst of this strange fatigue, this emotional intensity, this sense of being between worlds, hear this: you are not breaking. You are awakening. The blue power is not a curse, it is your birthright coming online. The discomfort is the friction of a new, truer self emerging from the shell of the old. Do not resist the process. Lean into the silence. Trust the fatigue. Honor the discernment that pulls you away from what no longer fits. This is not your downfall. This is your upgrade. You are being recalibrated to carry a deeper truth, a quieter strength, and a more luminous purpose. The world needs the version of you that is on the other side of this ache. Keep going.